I'm Gary Neville, and on behalf of Vauxhall, you're watching 442 Performance. Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about creating a winning mentality, you know, it builds up over a period of time. That you obviously got to have individuals and the coach. It's important that he creates a good environment, one that's enjoyable for people to be in, one that encourages hard work and good attitude and preparation. And I always thought a winning mentality for me came from sort of the idea of the manager making sure that every single week he never wanted to take anything other than a victory in the game, getting used to winning, getting the belief from winning, and understanding it's not always going to go your way. There will be adversity in dealing with that, and not getting too down when you lose and not getting too up when you win. And I think that winning mentality, it's built over a strength of period of time of experience of being surrounded by people, and it's not just a case of you can get born with obviously a good attitude and hard work, but it can also grow into you as well by being surrounded by people who have that accountability inside them, that they know full well that they want to win every single day. The standards are always very high, and for me, I got it pretty quickly when I joined United. We won the Youth Cup in the first year, we won the Reserve Team League, we went on into the first team and won trophies, and you develop that very fortunately at sometimes the club that you're at. With England, we always felt as though we should win every single game, and we wanted that winning mentality all the time, but never quite got to a final of a tournament, which was disappointing. But like I say, mentality comes from just persistent preparation, hard work, belief in yourself, confidence, and overcoming those difficult moments. The manager sets the tone for a winning mentality, obviously, in the way in which he creates the atmosphere for the group. And then obviously you've got leaders, you need leaders in the dressing room, people, if you like, managers in the dressing room who are players, who make sure that they control the ethic that goes on in there, the way in which people behave, the way in which people act, the way in which people train. Because for a coach and a manager, you've not got contact time all the time with the players. You literally are maybe an hour and a half a day, and then the rest of the time the players are together in the dressing room getting changed in the weights, with the fitness coaches, with the masseurs, with the sports scientists, with the wives, the families. So you really have got to try and make sure that it's the time outside of your time that the players believing it in the long term, and not just for the period that you're with them. And that's where I think leaders in the dressing room and other players can really help in that. I mean, obviously people always want to know the success of Sir Alex Ferguson. Now he's installed that capacity to keep going every single year, that relentless nature that exists at United to continue to win trophies. But I think that in terms of people in the dressing room, he always just picked good types. I think the scouting that he does, that the homegrown players who have been brought up in the system, just like I suppose kids with parents, they follow in a lot of the traits, don't they? It's the same with, at football. You come through the ranks, a 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, in a certain environment, under a certain manner, you're going to grow that way, and it's the way in which it's all we ever knew when we grew up. And it's the same with England. You come in your first time with England and you're led by the people around you, the likes of Terry Venables, Don Howe, Brian Robson at the time, and they set good examples. Tony Adams was the captain, Alan Shearer, David Platt, all these, what I would call good types, good professionals, and people who fought every single minute on a pitch, and that's what you follow. You see the big players doing it, you see the best players doing it, and you think, well, how can I not follow that?